Hi, fourth graders, it's Heckman here, and today we're going to go in and practice this week's lesson, and that's that we can model and solve multiple step word problems. So multiple step means two or more. There's not just one step anymore. We're going to have to do two parts. And there are three things I want to practice today. So I have a problem here, and I'm going to practice the model. That's kind of how we know what to solve. I also want to practice having a statement. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we plan to solve with an equation. We can do them in any order we want to. Some people like to start with restating. I'm going to go in and first read the question, and I like to start with my model because it helps me understand what I'm doing. So I'm going to go in and model first. So I'm going to read, and as I read, I'm going to think about what can I draw. In fact, I think I want to use a bar model today, because you're going to use that later on. So let's use that too and see if we can make a bar model. A store sells ham sandwiches and turkey sandwiches. I don't really know anything about the ham or turkey, so I'm just going to leave it right now. I don't have anything to draw yet. The store has 14 ham sandwiches. I can draw that. I can show a bar model. I'm going to show it pretty big, right? Because 14 is quite a bit. And then I need a label down below, and I need to show that it is 14, and that it's ham. So I'm going to use the variable h. H for ham, since I know I can use T for turkey. And inside I'm going to put 14. Now I don't know if I'm adding on to this or if I'm comparing these two things. So I'm just going to draw that and stop. I'm going to go back to reading and see if I can also model the turkey sandwiches. It has 5 more turkey sandwiches than ham. So that's kind of comparing. It's saying it's more. So I'm already starting with the same amount, and then I'm doing some more. So when I draw my model, I want to do the same amount. That looks about even. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it close. And then I need a little bit more. So there's a little bit more, 5 more to be exact. So here I've got turkey, and I want to use the variable t for turkey so that it makes sense. I could use any variable, but m wouldn't really make sense. So I'm going to use t for turkey. And I've still got 14, but now I've also got 5 more. And we know that more often means an addition sign. I can see I'm putting these two together, so it's like they're being added together. So I can go ahead and make that an equation and say, okay, 14 plus 5, that's kind of like an equation. We're being added together. I can see that those are 19. We're using small numbers today, so that the numbers are easily solved. Later on, we'll use larger and larger numbers. Right now, we're just seeing, can we figure out what the question is asking us? So we want smaller numbers. And that's a strategy you can use. If you're ever not sure how to solve a really big problem, you can change the numbers to something smaller and figure out how to use them, then put the larger numbers back in. So we stopped here. Let's see what the question is that they're asking us. This was only one step, so I don't think it's going to be how much turkey. I think there's going to be something more complex. How many sandwiches does the store have? Well, sandwiches is just a whole new variable. I have ham sandwiches and turkey sandwiches, but to find that, I would need to put these together. So I need a whole bracket that goes around everything and shows all the sandwiches. That's 19 and 14. So we're really seeing a whole bunch here, and this is going to be all sandwiches. So I'm going to write all as my variable here. So there's my model that I can use to help me solve. I'm now going to go to the equation. For me, I like to do the statement last. And so I like to do my equation next. If you want to do your statement first, that's fine. It's whatever order works for you. But for me, I like to model first and then do an equation. I'm seeing 2 steps. First, I need to put 14 and 5 together. Then I need to add the 14 in. So I could write an equation that's all addition. It would look like this: 14 plus 5, and that's just the ham plus the ham again, because we needed the same amount, plus the more for the turkey. So the amount more is really being added on there. And that's all I'm doing. So that's where I'm getting those numbers from. But we have 14 plus 5 plus 14. In this case, I don't have to be very careful about what order to do things in, because it doesn't matter. When I'm adding up a bunch of numbers, I can do it in any order. So another way you could draw this, instead of doing 14 plus 5 plus 14, is you could say 5 plus 14 plus 14. It makes no difference in this case what order you add those in. We will do some problems this week where you need to do one thing or the other first. When that happens, you're going to have to put brackets around the part that you do first, or the step you do first. In this case, I don't need any brackets. So any variation of this would work. And then I'm just going to solve. I have to know what 5 and 14 and 14 is. I'm going to add the 14 and 14 up first because that's a double. I can see that it's 28. And then I'm going to add 5 onto 28. And I know that that's going to be 33. Now I can put my answer into a statement. And to do that, I'm going to read the question again. How many sandwiches does the store have? So for my restate, I say the store has, and in this case, the number is right here for me, 33. 33 sandwiches. I'm done. I just solved a two-step problem with a model, an equation, and a statement. We're going to talk more later on this week about how to do that when one of the steps has to come first. But in this case, the order of operations, or the order we add in, didn't matter at all. Thanks for joining me. I hope that helps you to do your slides even better than before, and have a great afternoon. Bye.